Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to IIUM Breaking News. On the 60th of March 2021, it was reported an employee of a private sector revealed her employer's huge amount of debt which affected her job. After we looked into the problem, it was leaked that the business owner had received a bankruptcy notice from a premier educational and business loan, which is also known as Koperasi Jaya Diri Malaysia Berhad. It was discovered that his total amount of debt is 311,440 ringgit, which is very high. Now I will invite Ms. Hazirah, the affected employee, to explain further about his situation. Hi, good afternoon, Miss. Could you clarify how your employer got into debt?
Hi, good afternoon. So I will start off with my employer's personal details. Mr. Choi Chin is currently at the age of 57 with a fixed income of 50,000 ringgit Malaysia per month. He lived in Kuala Lumpur. I was shocked to be informed that Mr. Cho got into debt and received the bankruptcy notice in March during the previous month. As you can see on the screen, he has three types of loan, which are home financing, car financing, and SME loan. For your information, the third loan, which is the SME loan, was obtained from Koperasi Jaya Diri Malaysia Berhad. In my opinion, it was kind of unnecessary at first, since he bought a house for 700k and bought a new car later on around the same price as the house for 600k. Not only that, he even took the highest loan plan from Koperasi Jaya Diri for his SME's business loan at 250k with a repayment for 3 years in duration, which only doubled his amount of debt. In addition, the monthly payments on each loan are as follows, where 3,411 ringgit and 56 cents for home financing, 17,666 ringgit for car financing, and 7,780 ringgit for SME loan.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hazira, for your clear explanation on Choi Chin's debt. Okay, as we all know, when a person receives his or her monthly income, one way to manage the income is by applying the debt to income ratio. Debt to income ratio is the percentage of your gross monthly income that goes to paying your monthly debt payments and is used by lenders to determine your borrowing risk. Supposedly, 40% of your income is to pay for your debt and 50% of your income is for your living and the balance 10% is for your saving. However, for Choi Chin's situation, his total monthly debt ratio has exceeded 40%, which is 58%, as well as his living ratio, which is 52%, and he did not manage to have any savings. Due to his huge amount of debt, today we invite two professional advisors that can help Choi Chin how to manage his debt. First, I will invite the first advisor, Ms. Fajrina, to explain first on what to do if a person becomes bankrupt. Hi, Ms. Fajrina, how are you?
I'm good, Sarah. Thank you for having me here today. Alright, so the first thing to do when you become bankrupt is to analyze your circumstances. Take stock of your spending habits, debt, and stuff you own. Next, decide if bankruptcy is right for you. Why? Because you may find that you do not need to file for bankruptcy because you can fix your financial woes with a few simple changes. Next, the third process is to gather all financial documents and information. So this will include credit reports, bank statements, mortgage records, and tax returns. You should also be gathering together your monthly statements for all of your debts. The fourth process is to attend a meeting of creditors. So the creditors meeting is essentially a hearing to verify that the information contained in your bankruptcy papers is accurate and complete. Next is to draft your petition. So when you file for bankruptcy, you must disclose all of your information on official bankruptcy forms. 6 is to take a credit counseling and learn how you can change your budgeting and spending. The next process is to receive your discharge. A bankruptcy discharge provides a relief to debtor as it means they are no longer legally required to pay back debts that have been discharged and you get a fresh start on your finances. Lastly is by rebuilding your credit. You have the unique opportunity to re-establish your credit without an overwhelming financial burden weighing you down.
Thank you so much, Fajrina, for your clear and concise explanation. Would you mind sharing a few financial advice for Choi Chin?
So in terms of financial advice, as an advisor, the first thing I would say is to control the spending and create a budget. If you don't have a budget, you may not know if you're spending more than you make. If you're spending more than you're making, look for areas where you can cut back to reduce your expenses. Next, you can ask AKPK to assist you with debt management. You'll be asked to provide details about your income levels, debt and expenses. This is all so that the agency will be able to come up with a plan to help you. Thirdly, maximize your income. You could always earn extra cash by starting a side hustle or generating income from a hobby. Lastly, create an emergency fund. So this should be a top priority. So after organizing your loan repayments, try to put aside a small amount every month for emergencies. It's important to have cash at hand just in case.
Thank you, Ms. Fajrina. Now, since we already understand the financial advice in order to manage our debt well, we might also want to know a few ways to manage our money non-financially and what are the consequences of having a huge amount of debt. Now, I will invite Ms. Aimi to explain further about this.
Before that, thank you to Ms. Sarah for welcoming us today. Okay, first and foremost, always keep updated on personal finance. Nowadays, all the information we could ever need is available online. It is true that these days, everything you want to know is a few clicks away. So always make time to learn about personal finance as much as you can because it will provide you with numerous benefits. Secondly, stop eating out because it is expensive. Okay, let's say your favorite food meal costs 7 ringgit and you only eat out for lunch during the work week. That may seem reasonable, but the cost add up to 35 ringgit a week or 140 ringgit every month. So if you are unable to stop eating out, then try to limit it as much as possible. Next, try to set realistic financial goals because financial goals will guide you in your day-to-day activities, making sure that your actions are leading you to your goals. So you may use the SMART personal financial goal as an example. Lastly, make sure to improve your job skills. While it may not seem directly tied to your finance, job security is an important piece of your financial picture because it dictates how regular your paycheck is. Okay, now let's move to the consequences of having a huge amount of debt. Firstly, it will keep you from reaching financial goals because the more debt you accumulate, the more your monthly payment will be, and the less you have to spend on everything else. Secondly, it will negatively affect your credit score because carrying a lot of debt, especially high credit card debt, hurts your credit score and your ability to get approved for new credit cards, loans, and an increased credit limit. Aside from that, getting a lot of debt will make you anxious and depressed. Many reports have shown that being in a lot of debt causes stress, anxiety, and depression. Finally, it can lead to suicidal thoughts. There is a data analysis shows that those who died by suicide were 8 times more likely to be in debt. This is because debt can make us feel really trapped. So that's all from me and thank you again for having us today.
Thank you, Ms. Aimi, for the clear explanation. Now, I would like to thank you for Ms. Aimi, Ms. Fajrina, and also Ms. Hazira for participating in today's session. Each one of you has given a lot of information and new knowledge about how a person could manage their debt well. Today's session has come to an end. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Assalamualaikum. See you guys next time.